the area you want to crop, and hit Shift X, and you crop it. Oh, well, this isn't really cropping in the traditional sense. It's more of a zoom feature. So Control Z to get back to your original screen. If you would like to crop it, we'll go over that a little more later, but you just select the area you want, and you're going to want to go edit clear inside, or clear inside, or clear outside to actually remove or add parts to it. So the next part is going to be area, and I'm just going to freehand draw it. So you're going to want to take this little icon right here, kind of a deformed circle. Then you're going to want to circle the area you want. So I'm just going to select this area right here. Then just like measuring, you want to hit Analyze, Measure, and then you get the area right here. Again, you can take multiple of those if you want. Say like that. And it'll save right here, and there's your area. So again, if you want to save it, you can, but I'm not going to. And that'll move on to thresholding, which is another really powerful tool that you're going to use a lot of. That's going to go over the applications for more in depth later on this video, as well as contrast adjustments. So for contrast adjustments, it's a little bit like brightness. So you're going to go Image, Adjust, then Brightness and Contrast. And generally here, you can kind of play around with it here, make it darker, lighter, depending on what hue you want. But usually auto, just click auto there, is going to be give you a pretty good estimate of what you want. So I'm just going to go with that and hit apply. And again, once you do this, you can't reverse it. So just make sure it's the one you want before you do it. So the next thing we're going to work on is thresholding. And this is basically where you take your pixel values and you set kind of two bins, either foreground or background. Then you're going to select which one you want. So to access the tool itself, you're going to go Image, Adjust, and instead of Brightness and Contrast, you're going to go down to Threshold. There's a shortcut right there if you want it to. Then you're going to want to then see right here, this is your lower bound right here for what you want in your bin, and this is your upper bound. So if I go like this, everything's in my foreground, so everything's selected. And if I want less, I go in like this, and I set the bounds to whatever I want. And you can also change the color if you'd like. This is, again, personal preference. Some people like red, like this. There's over, under. It's really up to you. I'm going to stick with black and white. And if, again, it's like brightness and contrast. If you want to set it, it's set, so you can't go back. So make sure you have what you want before you do that. Also, if you want, so currently we have white and black. If you ever want to change that, you edit, invert, and you have the swapped. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, that should be pretty much it for it. Another thing though you want to make sure for is, for good technique, you're just going to want to select as much of whatever you're trying to select. So here it's a cell culture. Sometimes I select as many cells. I don't want to invert it. See better? Yeah, so see here all the cell structures. Again, it's not going to be perfect. You kind of have to eyeball it, and it's, again, your own personal judgment and also the quality of the pictures you have. So it's not going to be perfect, but you're going to want to get it as close as possible to as much. So set, okay, and then you have your image. So that should just about do it for thresholding. Move on to, yeah,